Hi, this is Steve, also known as US 50s on Ravelry. This is Chain Knitting with Beads Part 2. One thing you have to be a little careful of is keeping the chain yarn separate from the beaded lace weight yarn as you're doing this. Otherwise it's a little bit difficult to rechain if these two yarns get tangled together. The other, as you'll see, as I started knitting it, the beads start clumping all together here. So one of the things I do is while I'm knitting, I go ahead and reach in and when I see big clumps of beads and kind of try to separate those a little more as I'm working it. So here's a big clump here. I just go ahead and separate them a little bit and then go ahead and knit them in. And it's okay to go a little bit slow so that you're watching for tangles or getting the yarns crossed and separating the beads out a little more. So the next thing I'm going to do before I get too tangled is I'm going to take care of this really long tail so that doesn't get caught up in the knitting. So I'm going to go right about here and tie a slip knot or a overhand knot. And that's got the 3 strands of the worsted plus the lace weight, and I'm going to go ahead and trim that, but not too closely, so that way I can get the tail out of the way. And so I'm going to pull up some of the beaded yarn. I'm going to go ahead and rechain this. Okay, now I'm going to spread this clump out a bit. And like I say, it's totally okay to go a little bit slower with this. Okay. Make sure you've got all 4 strands of yarn as you knit it together. Got a nice clump here. Spread them out. Clump. And there's another big clump of beads. Spread them out. So that's partly why it's worth going a little bit slower to work your way through all the beads. Okay, so I'm going to stop here and we'll pick it up with part 3.